Alright, Panda Nation, this is Panda. So let's talk about you guys need to stop being lazy. Period. Now, you are photographers. You are creators. You are influencers. Some of you are having a little difficulty understanding. Or, just like today, a comment says, oh, what is that software at timeline 357? And the software title is right there in the video's descriptions, in the video itself. Guys, are you even reading, paying attention to the content? This shows that a lot of the audience do not pay attention to the content. So, with that said, I'm the Panda Photographer. I'm a self-taught photographer. I went to school for something different, education-wise. But I'm a tribal consultant as well. On this channel, I emphasize and focus and try to make content on this channel better so you guys can understand. My layout right now is because of the efforts I put in it. My template that you see here is not some half-ass template that you see on some of these live stream photography channels. Now, I'm not trying to intimidate photographers, but a photographer reached out to me this morning about 30 minutes ago, asked me if I can give him a copy of my template on my YouTube channel. Dude, I started this from scratch. No one has dibs on my own template. This is what I'm talking about. The lazy, inconsistent photographers. But they want you to throw cash and donate to and subscribe to their channel. And how can you do that when you're not providing adequate content? And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because a lot of you seem to be trying to take shortcuts. And trust me, sometimes I still take shortcuts to this day, but it depends on the situation. Take this with a grain of salt. There's no opportunity when you take shortcuts. There's always trouble at the end of that road when you take that shortcut. And you're going to have to deal with it. It is best that you do what I do, or whatever other photographer or YouTube content creator does. Make your own content. Stop asking, or, hey, can you send me a template? Dude, I put hours and efforts in changing this template. Even though it only took me minutes. Literally, minutes. Only took me minutes. And what I mean by hours is that this template has been developed for the last year. It has changed. If you watch this channel, it has changed so much. So to keep this with a grain of salt. Stop asking me for custom templates. If you want custom templates, pay me for it. That's what I do. I make custom templates and I sell it. But you guys are asking me, well, a photographer is asking me, especially this photographer. I'm just gonna be very blunt about it. He's a little bit cocky and a little bit self-centered and not open-minded to people's opinions. And for him to come and ask me after all the things he has done and said, dude, it's time for you to make your own content. You know who you are, and this is why I'm gonna start today cleaning house. Some of these Facebook photography groups that I'm part of are not growing. It has the wrong type of audience and support. People want me to join their groups, but they want me to post, and when I post, you guys are not following. So what is it? You just want numbers? Because if that's the case, then I don't want to be a part of that community. I'm not a number. I'm a person. And it seems like it's just numbers. This is why I try to stay away from the anarchy in photography, the inconsistencies and the lies and deceptions. Now, I'm not perfect, but when someone emails me in an email of another photographer asking for my content so he can better his channel, you're going to have to do that on your own, like I did everything on my own. Self-taught. Photoshop. Self-taught. Yes, I watch videos and I'm like, okay, I can do that. What's so hard about paying attention to someone's video, not just mine, but everyone else's, and listening, which is important, because 50% of the interaction is listening. And I just wanted to emphasize this because I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of all these fake photography groups trying to, say one bad thing about another photographer. And I have that experience, and I can say for experience what happened. I don't like racism. I don't like a photographer that shows that he would take racism over a supported photographer and a friend. Shows you. So just in that, and let's just say for future questions, do not ask anyone for the templates, so you can cheat your way into creating YouTube content. No, buddy. A lot of these YouTubers fought hard to get where they are, building their channel scratch by scratch. And there's a lot of photographers out there that don't care about how they present their work on the platform. I was just watching a live stream yesterday, which I don't watch a lot because I just find it a little bit. It's nothing but Sony shit. Sometimes it's nothing but Sony stuff. Sony. And and I found out that same photographer commented on their photo, said great video, but when I sent him my video 2 days in advance, he still hasn't replied, still hasn't watched it. That's in the Facebook group. So what does that show you? I'm a number. I'm not a person. I'm not someone to care for in the group. Therefore, I'm a number. Therefore, if I'm a number, then I'm going to number my ass out of your group. So take that with a grain of salt. Panda doesn't play. Panda will chop you in half. Like I go for anyone. Don't sit here and try to pretend to be my friend, and now you want something from me. It doesn't work that way. You have to care about people, care about the audience, care about the content. If you don't care about the content, then maybe this is not for you. If you're so lazy to make clean text like you see here, clean text, not some saturated color text with no shadow, no drop shadows, no inner shadows, not even a stroke or two. You don't even buy fronts or download fronts to your computer so you can say, I need better fronts. Because let me tell you, creating or making fronts or downloading fronts or better fronts makes a big difference on how you interact with your thumbnails and the content. Now, I'm not ranting. I'm just telling you guys now. I came a long way by myself, and some of you have supported me. Let me just say, those that did support me are still around. The ones that want to pretend they want to support the channel or any other YouTube channel, mind you that people are actually still downloading other people's content off of YouTube channels and downloading it onto their channels. It is still happening, and YouTube is still not doing anything about it. So I just caught someone like 2 weeks ago doing the exact same thing to my content. They tried to. This is why, guys. This is why I add watermarks to my videos. You know that watermark that pops up that says "The Pen Photographer," the art of photography? That's a watermark. I put that deliberately in my videos every single time on purpose, because people just copy and download your videos and post it on their channel. Disgusting. Terrible. So take that with a grain of salt. And the funny thing is that the person or parties that try to upload the video, they crop the video so bad, like it looked like a 24 by 18. It's like, dude, that's not the original video. They try to crop out everything. Watermarks, template, everything. Funny. But as I said before, guys, please start putting efforts into your live streams and into your content. I post 2 days ago, I post 10 live streams in one day. Before that, I used to do a video 2 videos every day for 60 days. YouTube still doesn't favor my channel, but it's up to you guys to hit the notification bell, the subscribe button, leave a comment, share, support. Let other photographers or anyone that you know that is interested in this kind of content. And I'm not going to make this video again in the future. This is my last time. I'm going to say this clearly. Do your own work and it will pay off. I know it will take time. Believe me, I know it's frustrating, it's painful. Every day you wake up and you want to see your channel or your work as a photographer grow overnight. But you have to put the freaking effort into it. Stop posting these half-ass fronts. And I'm a victim of that because I was learning over time. But then I got lazy, and then I realized to myself, I'm only treating myself bad by being lazy. That's not motivation to myself. That is motivation to others to put me more down and say, you're not doing a good job. I'm not going to watch your content. You didn't put any effort into it. So with that said, everyone, I'm using the Sigma 18-35 art lens on the Sony a77 Mark II with the new Sony app that is now, if you guys haven't been aware of it, Sony A mount has always been capped at f3.5 at using for video. You guys know this. So here it is. I'm giving it to you guys. I'm shooting at f2, 1/60th of a second, ISO 800. Doesn't it look good? Yes. It's a transparent semi-sports white. It's a semi-sports professional wildlife and sports camera. And Sony just discontinued it too. What is it, Sony? You just watched my video recently and you heard me talk about you need to update the A77 Mark II? You do need to update it. 2014, no firmware ever since. That's pretty. Other camera manufacturers push out firmware updates, even to their older model cameras. And then you release the LAE5 adapter that still probably doesn't work with screwdriver mechanical lenses like the Minolta 50 f1.7. Then why would you make an adapter? Mind you, the 4 and the 3, I think 4 and 3 didn't work. I think the 2 I had that worked. I'm not sure. But one of those adapters worked for the screwdriver because I was using for the 200 f2.8 Minolta lens for portraits. So, and that's the thing about, another thing I want to pick a bone about with Sony really quickly is that you discontinue the A77 now because it's on B&H and on Amazon. Well, Amazon's still selling and they will run out. But it's well, it's not focusing. Okay. Anyway, you stress the fact you bring out an adapter, but you don't have support for A-mount, certain A-mount lenses. That bothers me. Does bother me. This is why I shoot with other brands. I'm not going to fixate it with one brand. I'm shooting with Canon, shooting with Nikon, Micro Four Thirds, and Sony. What's next, Fuji? Yeah, probably. I'm sick of being with these groups that are mostly fanboy based. I am, and I'm not trying to sound negative. I'm just letting you guys know that these groups that I'm part of now, that I recently in the last 3 months follow, have not been in my favor. The other groups that I have joined before have been showing me more support than any of these smaller Facebook groups. And there are photographers that actually have a rivalry right now against another photographer. And I'm going to just say right now, there's some rivalry and it keeps being brought up to my attention. And I'm like, listen, I don't want to talk about this. That's between you and that guy. I don't want to hear anything. What's wrong with you? It's up your butt, Panda. Listen, you guys have a disagreement. But you also had to, yeah, that's between me and him, not the world. I can express how I feel and let people know. If you don't see me in the group anymore, then you know why. Or you don't see me pop up in this person's YouTube channel, then you know why. But, you know, that's between me and that person. You just don't bring the drama to other people. And this is the problem with the foundation. There's problems that we need to resolve, and more problems than anything. And right now, a lot of photographers are losing their studios, losing their place, can't find work, hard to maintain work. I'm one of them. And not only that, I just pretty much got laid off by the embassy. Isn't that something? I didn't even start working yet. January 21, 2021 is too far from now. What am I going to do in 4 months, 5 months? With what income? This is why, if you guys like people's content, you guys love people's work, support them. They only support you back even further because we take notice. Real photographers take notice. Not ones that are greedy and self-centered and selfish and think they better. Listen, I've been shooting since I was a kid, off and on. Any rollerblader, snowboarder, action sports enthusiast would tell you, Panda was a professional inline rollerblader and snowboarder. I should make videos, creating my own content. Oh, it's still out of focus. What is going on? Okay. Okay, let's test this. Make sure. Okay, because this camera does have to learn how to focus. And yeah, this is why Sony, this is why you need to freaking address the firmware update. There's some problems with autofocus. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But yesterday's live stream, it worked it perfectly. Look at that. It's not even working anymore. See? This is Sony rejecting A mount, knowing that there's problems. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm oh, freaking Sony, man. Fucking fix the damn camera already. Seriously. I would throw this camera at you. It's seriously. It's see how it's pulsing now? It wasn't doing that at all yesterday when I finally calibrated and tested it. It wasn't doing that last night either. But now when I want to do live stream, it wants to pulse and do this all crazy stuff. See? It's not even want to focus on this lens. How you focus on this lens, but not on this lens? That does not make sense. Sony, please address this and fix it. Guys, I know what I'm talking about. I've been using this camera since 2014. How many of you have A mount still? Or ever used A mount? Some of you E mount shooters never probably have shot with A mount. And let me tell you right now, Sony neglected A mount. Oh, they brought out the A99 too like 3-4 years ago. Whoopie-doo. And they haven't updated it since. Same thing with the A77 Mark II. It released in 2014. Only got, what, two updates? That's it. 2 firmware updates. And as you guys been aware, I had issues with the LCD on the back of the camera. The LCD on the back of the camera, mind you, I guess the connection cable that sends a signal to the LCD monitor got cut because of the mechanism that they designed for the LCD mechanism, the tilt. And the sharp edges on the plastic rip the cable over time as you keep opening and opening and opening. What happens when you do that? Stress, stress, stress. And rip. And that's exactly what happened. And I said something to Sony. I gave them an email. I even went to Photo Plus and told them, what kind of design is that? I'm not the only one that has faced an issue with that kind of design, doing the exact same thing. There are many photographers that can claim that theirs ripped or broke the same way mine have broken, which means that the mechanism behind the Sony camera, the articulated arm, has a flaw. It's too sharp of edges in the back. I literally cut my finger on it. If you ever seen that video when I was in San Jose, I literally showed you guys and cut my finger on purpose on the plastic by doing this. That's how sharp it was. You guys thought I was crazy. I was like, no, trust me. I practice Kento, Jiu-Jitsu, former arts of karate. That kind of pain is pretty much nothing. I've been rollerblader, got in car accidents. Come on, that's nothing. It's just a finger cut. But this is the point. Photographers have to make a stand and also have to make an effort into their content to make a stand for other people. I'm not just speaking about myself as an amateur. I'm speaking about everyone else. Because everyone seems to know, they know everything about Sony. You don't know anything about Sony because I don't know about anything about Sony. And I've been using Sony since 2000. What is it? The DSC-1 Sony camera, that camera was ahead of its time. And that was the camera that first had an EVF. And that if you ever seen that camera or ever played with that camera, it was way ahead of its time. And not many people used it. And was a really good Sony camera at the time. That was what, 2004, I think? 3? Somewhere around there. So, if you guys haven't experienced with A-mount, trust me, you haven't seen the tip of the iceberg yet. But with E-mount, Sony's doing great things. Sony's doing amazing things. You got Fuji now coming with a 50 f1 lens. Holy sh! And not only that, it's actually affordable. If that was Sony or Nikon or Canon, they would have charged you guys like $3,000 for that lens. This lens is under $2,000. I think it's under $1,500. That's ridiculous. Go Fuji. Go Fuji. I still want that. What is that? GFX 100. Because my buddy Kevin, he does professional photography for models, and we share our opinions on Instagram. He just got it, and well, he's doing amazing things with that. Really high megapixel sensor. Yes, they also discontinued that too. Fuji discontinued that because not many people are willing to douche out a couple grand for a body only. That's a lot of money to dish out for a body. But I'm not even going to talk about the Nikon video overheating issues. You guys will address that. I'm going to tell you this right now, guys. Yeah, Canon does need to come clean about the recording time limits and the overheating. And again, the same thing happened with Sony. Same thing. You guys just nitpick at anybody. And that's the problem. You guys you did it to Sony. Now you're doing it to Canon. You did it to Nikon too when they came up with their first 360 camera and it kind of flopped. You guys scored them for that. You guys, listen, as photographers, I know we nitpickers, we need gear that is supposed to make our lives a little better. This is why now, as I got better, smarter, wiser, and more professional, I'm doing my research before I do anything purchase. What I meant to say is, I'm doing my research before I make any other purchases in the future. So, keep that in mind. But, with that said, everyone, I'm Panda. Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell button so you can know when I go live and when I go live stream. I'm not reading the comments because my phone's charging right now. And I wanted to emphasize and address a topic about lazy creators and lazy photographers asking for shortcuts, and it's pretty alarming and pretty damaging that you guys are out there and you try to make an enemy of me to someone else, and then you got the nerve to ask me for my work, my hard-earned sweat, even though it may take me 10 minutes to, or 5 minutes to do all this. Doesn't matter. It's my hard work and my sweat. You're not getting it. Pay me. Just like every other photographer. Pay me. Gotta stay afloat, right? I gotta eat too. So is everyone else. So with that said, everyone, Panda is bringing to you the way it is. You don't like it? You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to support. But don't come here asking me for something that I work hard for. And not only that, you made enemies. You made an enemy of me for no reason. And then ask me for something. I'm willing to help people, but I'm not willing to help this person because he did something terrible. No, I refuse to. Like, I refuse. No. Like, once you burn that, you burned 3 bridges already, my friend. There's no more bridges to cross. There's no rivers to swim across because the river's going to keep getting wider and wider. Turn it into an ocean. You're never going to see land. Not my land. You're not going to see it. And trust me, I'll make sure you won't see it. I'm done with some photographers. I just left them alone. I unsubscribed. I'm not following them. I didn't say anything bad. I just left. Okay, you wanna make that choice? Boom. Okay. You wanna support racism? I'm gone. Boom. I made a good choice, a humanitarian choice. To think about the other people that are not like those parties. That's what's more important to me. So, with that said, everyone, I'm Panda. Subscribe, like, and share. And sorry that the Sigma 1835 is struggling today. Weird. Very weird. Alright, let's see. Focus on that element. Oh, see, it's not focusing. Why is this lens? I'm confused. Just a little more calibration and I'm good. Today's excuse me, everybody. Today's Sunday, September 6th, 2020. And for those that have been evicted from their homes, I really am sorry. I'm reading a lot of stories, terrible stories online right now. People have been evicted. Ouch. A family. Homeless. Ouch. Now, mind you, the parents, they have an education, they had work. It's been laid off. So, pretty much they're houseless, not homeless. Houseless. They can have an income, but they just can't afford the rent. So that's houseless. There's a difference. Someone that is working, trying to take care of themselves, being stable, staying away from alcohol and drugs, and the person is living stably while not having a official housing for themselves. It's actually called houseless. If you ever study social services, if you ever worked in the social services field, you would know how to categorize your clients or individuals that come into your facility. People are homeless and people are houseless. That's how it is. Some people have jobs and have a good education and have good jobs. Some people actually don't have a home. They work from their cars or their RVs. That's stay home. So, it's September 2020 has been a rough year for everyone. So with that said, everyone, I'm Panda. Just subscribe. Just like, share, and I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys take care of yourselves. Happy shooting.